Chapter 2. Bright Blue Eyes. "There you go, little buddy," Opal whispers as she lifts the head of a sunflower. It was just about 3 feet in size, but the head was rather large, similar in size to the one laying just above her left eye. She had a lot of little flowers growing throughout her hair, with a large one just behind the left side of her head. Opal stood back up, watching down the hill. Fields were just lined with sunflowers, many taller than Opal stood herself. "Maury," Opal called down the hill. The woman with large black wings and black shoulder-length hair spun around, her ears twitching with the sound. "You almost done?" "Just a second," she called back, her voice rumbling as she spoke. She turned around, water can in hand, the flower sparkling in the midday sun. Like an animal, her head perked up, watching the woods. A look of horror flashed across her face. Even from the hill, Opal could see her reflection of tears sparkling in her eyes. Feel the fear resonating from her. She ran. Opal chased after her, screaming for her to stop, asking what she saw. From past the streams and flowers to the tall willow and thorns, light drifting way behind them, she stopped. Turning to Opal, she looked like she might shatter. After finding her breath, Opal breathed. "What did you see?" "Nothing, I guess," Maury had said, glancing back over her shoulder. "Are you sure?" "Yeah." Opal peered behind Maury. Both women gasped. Maury taking a step forward, and Opal taking a step. "You felt that too?" Maury whispered. "Yeah," Opal replied. Curiosity, that feeling of intrigue, leaked from that forest. "What is that?" Taking a step forward this time, Opal responded with, "I think I might know." The two walked forward, through the pine and willow, deeper and deeper, close. Should they get lost or hurt? Opal peered into the inky void, dark and lost, deep in the woods. Blue eyes gleamed back at her. "I knew it," she muttered. "Is that—" "A wolf!" Opal answered. The two crept closer to it, Opal's left hand on the hilt of her sword, and Maury ready to expand her blades, should the animal attack. The animal stalked closer to them, crawling low to the ground. As the animal got closer and closer, the two women backed up. The wolf, only now 2 feet away, began to perk up, its head rising up to look at them. It looked towards Maury and then towards Opal, right into her very soul, and then back at Maury. Maury stuck her hand out towards the creature, it gently lifting its head into her hand. "It's so soft," she murmured. The wolf backed down. In a flash of black and blue, it nipped at Maury's cloak and slowly tried dragging her out the woods. "I think it wants to show me something," Maury said, turning to Opal. "Well, I guess we're following you, little guy," Opal responded, turning to the wolf. The creature began dragging Maury and Opal out towards the woods. For calling it little guy, the wolf looked bigger than a regular wolf, and it looked like it could hold a person or two. How much further do you think this is going to be?" Opal asked. "I don't know, but it seems really determined." Maury looked down to the wolf, still dragging Maury's cloak, never breaking its stare with the wood in front of them. "What are you leading us to, girl?" "Girl? I don't know. I just said it." Opal turned her gaze to Maury and the wolf in front of them. "You know," she began, "for a wolf, it's really big." "Well, maybe to you." "Hey," Opal laughed, offended. "Aren't you like 5'3"? "I self-identify as tall," Opal huffed. The two women laughed for a bit. "But seriously, she is really big," Maury responded. The wolf had paused, struggling to push through the mess of vines and thorns. Maury stepped back, the metal on her wrist expanding to form a short sword on each arm. Opal held the wolf back as Maury cut through the vines, careful not to hurt the creature. Behind the vines, there was a dip on the side of a large rock, and as the vines fell, 2 shiny rabbits scampered out, shaking in fear. As they dashed away, Opal turned to the wolf, and the creature looked quite proud of itself. Maury crouched down to the creature and scratched the fur on its face. "Opal, can we please keep her?" she asked, drawing out every other word. Opal looked down to the wolf and Maury, and then back at the wolf again. She didn't seem to be hurting anyone. and she looked quite happy with us. Sure, Opal said, smiling through a sigh. Why not? Maury gasped. Can we name her Iohenna? It means blue flower back at home. She looked up at Opal with big puppy eyes. Opal sighed again. Not like I got any better ideas.